Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. I am A.H.P. I'm an author and I also do business. Now today's video is basically me making a simple abacha. Okay, now abacha is a Nigerian quick meal, so to speak, and basically it usually takes a lot of ingredients, but in this one I'm not going to be using lots and lots of ingredients thanks to Flo Chinyere. If you don't know Flo Chinyere, she's on what's it called, she's on YouTube, but she's also got a website called the All Nigerian Food. Okay, All Nigerian Food website, so you can check her out on YouTube. All right, so she made hers with 5 ingredients, but I'm gonna make mine with 6 because she didn't add chili, but I'm going to add hot chili to mine. Okay, so without further ado, I've got some ingredients here. So I've got normal table salt, which is like this. Okay, it's just that I put it on a, what's it called, in a different container, in the sprinkling container. Okay, so I've also got hot chili powder. Okay, then I've got bicarbonate soda, but you can use baking powder. It does the same job. Okay, I've got chopping board to chop my onions on. I've got a clean bowl to mix all my ingredients in. I've got palm oil. Now I used the Zomi brand, which is a Ghanaian brand, okay? Because I've never tried Nigerian brand before. Let me know in the comment section which Nigerian brand of palm oil do you recommend. This is often recommended as the best brand for Nigeria, for Ghana. So let me know in the comment section the recommended brand for Nigeria, Nigerian palm oil. Let me know. I've got 1 red onion, which I'm going to use half of it to mix into the abacha, and then the other half I'm going to use to garnish the abacha. Okay, so I'm going to put that on here because that's where I'm going to be chopping it up, and I'm going to be using the N Square Foods, okay, brand of the abacha. Okay, so this I got it from a local Afro-Caribbean food store where I live, in my area where I live, but you can check out your local Afro-Caribbean store for those of you who are in the UK to get abacha. Okay, now I've got obviously my fork to mix the abacha with. Okay, I've got my knife to chop up my what's it called, to chop up my ingredients with. I've got my clean spoon to get my palm oil with, and then I've got a clean Tupperware to do my my abacha in. So normally what you do is mix to rinse your abacha, sorry, with, oh yeah, and then for the meat that I'm going to be using is mackerel. So I am using the smoked mackerel, which I've already put in here. Okay, this is a rice cooker, by the way, but I use it for various things. Okay, so I got the smoked mackerel fillets from Co-op, but you can get your whole mackerel, smoked mackerel, from your local Afro-Caribbean store. or you can get your fresh one from the fish market and then you can smoke it in your oven. Okay. Um. What's it called? So yeah. So then I've got one more thing. I've also got a bag of baby spinach. Now they normally use different leaves, like vegetable leaves that you find in Nigeria, but because we're in the UK, a lot of these leaves are not readily available. Okay, but you do find it every now and again. But we are suffering at the moment with supply shortage in terms of food items and stuff. So that is why I got this. And in Flo's one, Flo Chinero's recipe, she used spinach as well because she's based in Spain. Okay, so that I'm going to get a clean colander. Okay, I'm gonna get a clean colander. Let me begin to put my stuff together. So the clean colander is basically to drain my spinach because I'm gonna wash it now and put it aside. Put on the clean plate just to drain it out. So let me put that on the side. Another thing that I'm gonna do is also rinse my abacha with cold water and put it aside. Okay, I'm going to leave this little bit just because I want to try it with different other meats. Okay. So I'm just checking to see if everything is clean with it. Okay with it. All right. Right, so that's all I need to do, and then drain it off. Okay, so you use cold water so that your abacha is basically still dry, like still hard. Now they didn't take out the middle, part of the cassava that they use. So I have to take that out. That's what I was checking for, to make sure that they don't have things in there that is not supposed to be in their abacha. So always check, guys. The thing about that I found with this abacha is that when you put water in there, everything that is not meant to be in there is going to float to the top. So, which is quite good. Okay, so you can still hear the crunch in the abacha. Okay, now I'm going to put that to the side as well. Okay, then I'm going to now chop up my onions. So by now you know that I've got an indoor garden, but if you don't, I do have an indoor garden. So I'm going to use the bottom of this onion to plant. So I'm just going to plant that later. Okay, so I'll put that to the side. So I've chopped that into two, and then I'm going to just rinse it a bit. Okay, so this half I'm going to use to garnish, and this half I'm going to use to put in the abacha. So I'm going to start with the one that I'm going to put in the abacha. So I'm just going to chop that up into tiny cubes. So that's how the onions look for the one that I'm going to put in the abacha to mix in the abacha. And then this half I'm going to use to garnish. So I'm just going to cut them into strips. So like that, okay? So then you see when I'm garnishing it, I'll just take the strips apart, okay? But that's how it looks like. And then another thing that I'm going to do is take a handful of the spinach that I've already washed, and I'm going to chop that up roughly to mix in the abacha as well with the onion and the rest of the ingredients. Okay. So that's how it looks like. Okay, just roughly chopped. But I'm going to put a second handful Okay, so a little bit. So whatever is left, I'm going to use it to make some pottage anyway for tomorrow's dinner. So tomorrow's Monday, today's Sunday. So that amount is what I've got, and then the leftover amount is there, which I'm going to use to skip the abacha. You'll see while once I start tasting. Okay, now I'm going to put this knife away on the side. Now I begin to now build my flavors. Okay, so this is brand new oil. I thought you could easily take it off, but I'll just use the knife. Just get some tissue, wipe my hand. Let me put that to the side because I might need it again. So I'll just scoop three tablespoons. Okay. And then for the baking soda, I'll just use 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, now you can get this from your local supermarket or even from these measuring spoons from your local supermarket. I got this from Asda, or you can get this from Amazon, or you can check your local baking store. Okay, so that amount. I'll rinse that and put that back. And then I'll add some salt. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm just gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so salt is to your taste. So I'm not gonna be using a lot. Okay, so that amount will do. Put that away. Just wiping away the water. And then I'm just going to sprinkle the chili, okay? Now again, the spice is to your taste. So this is just going to be for me because my son will not eat it. He'll eat the fish because he likes fish. So And my daughter also likes fish, so they normally would eat the fish. Now mix it until the palm oil becomes translucent, okay, as in yellowy translucent color. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more of the bicarbonate soda. If you don't use baking powder or bicarbonate soda, you can also use potash. You see it's giving that translucent. But apparently potash is not good for you, so I'll just, and I don't have potash here, so I'll just use what I have. Okay. I'm now gonna get a piece of the fish. Okay, so I halved the fish. So I'm just gonna cut it again and put the other piece to the side. Now this has bones, so I'm gonna check through for the bones. Okay, I'm just gonna start flaking it into the mix, but I'm checking for the bones. The bones are very fine, so you just need to check carefully. Especially if you have children who would be eating this, you have to make sure that you check through thoroughly for the bones, but the bones are quite soft. Again, let me use tissue to wipe tips of my hands. Okay, so I don't need this spoon anymore. I'm now going to be using the fork to mix through, but if you have a spatula, you can use your spatula. Now I'm going to add the spinach, the chopped spinach, and the onions, the chopped onions. Not the ones for garnish, but the one to mix. Now that leftover piece of fish in there, I'm going to use it to make something for my son. Okay, so I've put that to the side. So thoroughly mix making sure that everything is coated in the palm oil. Okay, so that's how it looks. Everything is colorfully beautiful. Now taste. The salt is fine, but I'll add a little bit more chili. But the chili is coming through though. Okay. It's quite nice. Now you can warm your abacha and serve it straight away, which I'm going to do. Okay. Right. I've got my clean plate, my clean fork, my bit of fish that has not been shredded to garnish on the side, and turn that on. Now I'm going to come off camera while this warms up and I do other things because I don't want this video to be too long, okay? Guess what, guys? I forgot to mix the abacha, but thankfully my bowl is fine. I actually completely forgot to mix the abacha because it was behind me. So I'm just gonna take I've turned the heat off, so I'm just gonna let it coat. Okay, so you see it's not soggy. Okay, you don't want soggy abacha. I literally forgot. It's only when I turned around to look, I realized, oh my goodness, I forgot the abacha. Okay, so this is how you want it to look. So I'm gonna mix it with the rest. And then leave it to warm in there. Okay, so that's gonna warm in there. And while that warms, I'm gonna be doing other things, okay? So I'm gonna come off camera and then come back just to put everything together and taste. So now we're back. The abacha has warmed up and I've managed to prepare food for tomorrow. Well, I've done the prep, I just need to cook it. So that's to the side, and yeah, so I'm now going to serve the abacha. Now, I also managed to put the spinach for garnishing on the side. All my garnishes are on the side. Then I've got the piece of fish that was not shredded. Remember, that's mackerel fillet. and then I've got the chopped up onion to garnish. So with the chopped up onion, my hands are clean by the way, you just open them up and individually place them where you want them to be seen. Okay, so I'm going to garnish the entire plate. I'm going to put some on the spinach, some on the around the fish, and now I'll leave one bit where I'll put, and that I'll put on top of the abacha. It's very hot, so I'm going to use a clean piece of tissue to protect my hands from burning. You see the abacha is still crunchy. Abacha is made from cassava, by the way, and it's dried. Right, so that is how the abacha looks like. Okay, the last piece of the actually, let me just put the onion on the side. And that's it. That's how my abacha looks like. Let me taste. I'll put a bit. I'll put, that's that. Very, very tasty. It's definitely something that I'll try again. Now I understand when people get excited about abacha. I get the excitement, Nigerians. I get the excitement. But that's it. I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.